Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and I'm here today with the man who isn't Save with Crypto. He is Maff, and we're going to talk about some interesting stuff that he's found out. How you doing, Maff?
Hey, not bad, thank you. I just waved at the webcam when you said that and realised I didn't have it switched on. So that's my situational awareness for the day. So yeah, I tried out the watch list based alerting that you were talking about fairly recently in a video, and I think in Telegram before we moved to Discord. So it's actually a fair time ago. So I thought I'd give it a try, and it's actually proved extremely useful because if you're in a trading session for the day and setting up the alerts on Quadzilla based on, in that case, it's the sort of the top 50 or top 100 crypto coins on the trading pairs and so on. So that was pretty great. So it's getting alerts for that. What I then thought I might try it on was basically, because if I show you here, I'll just open up a tab in TradingView. We've got these screeners. So if you go into this, you can look at centralized exchange pairs. God, I don't want to say sex pairs, kex pairs. so if I go into that, so in here, it's amazing. It's the same sort of thing. We've got all of these different trading pairs, and what I wanted to do was set up a set of top however many trading pairs markets just based on the biggest movers. So like which are the ones that are most active at the moment? They've got the most volatility, really. So like in the last 24 hours, how much have they moved? We're doing this now at the weekend, so there may not be nearly as much volatility in there. But just to walk through this sort of thing. If I'm only interested in the particular exchange that I'm trading on for the day. In this case, if I find Blofin, if it's not immediately there, Blofin. So they're going to filter these now based on the exchange, probably further narrow it down by the type, obviously crypto only, but that, as is Blofin, that kind of covers that anyway. Probably the quote currency, might want to limit it to, let's allow USDT. Yeah.
Can you do things like exclude ones that are only on spot?
Yes, you can. I could also, because I also like trading where the quote currency is, or actually trading using the coin itself. Or say if you wanted to do B2C ETH, for example, I guess you could put ETH or B2C in there. So you can add a range into that. So to do that, where's ordering it? I think I can actually right click on this. So percent change in the last 24 hours. Right click, sort descending, boom. So Apex protocol, whatever that is. Well, obviously, no one is really. That's had a 169% change in the last 24 hours. These are the ones that are really going at some at the moment. Then down to some other weird coins, going to be quite obscure, some of them. Because the other aspect of this is that if they're changing this much, they're probably quite low market cap. So these are going to be quite explosive coins. So any amount of trading on these, keep a tight stop loss. There are things like, so you could actually filter it. Come to think of it, there's not like a market cap filter on this, but you can filter it by order volume at least. It's essentially just tailoring the range of markets that you want to trade on.
So that looks like you've got about 917 results so far. Is that correct? Is that what that?
Yes, yeah, which is a lot. I mean, it's quite a lot on Blofin. So what we can do, you can multi-select these. I don't know if I just scroll down a bit, set to there, because I'm very scientific about this. I've selected a bunch of them. Right click, add selected to watch list, biggest movers. Done. And now go to here, some showing a chart. So this is the biggest movers there now. From here, it took me a while to find the option where you can add an alert based on a particular watch list, because it's not in the place you might expect. Because you think I'm going to go to there to select a watch list, but it also has actions on the current watch list, whereas you'd think it'd be the ellipsis and then choose things. Anyway, minor usability gripe there.
Yeah, well, I think
yes,
what you have to do, you have to move, you have to change to so you're looking at that watch list and then set the alert, isn't it?
yeah. So within Quadzilla, we've got a whole bunch of different alerts. So for example, when there's a background color change, this is the one that we'll be most interested in, really. So we're on the 1 hour time frame, and we want to be able to say like, okay, background color has changed, which essentially means that there's a change in the momentum in the overall market direction. And that's really when we kind of want to get into a particular trade or consider getting into it. What we have got here is also I shall switch off the BRVP, also switch off the order blocks and so on. We kind of want to be alerted on the background colors, the retracement levels, probably also things like the EMA crosses, anything which demands our attention. We want to go to that particular chart and say, okay, great, I can now have a look at this and it looks primed, ready to place a trade. The issue then would be that if you're on TradingView Premium, like what I am, and I think you are as well, aren't you? You're on Premium. Yeah, it only allows you to set 2 watch list alerts. But luckily, in Quadzilla, we have what we call a hyper alert, which just means that it's all of this stuff, all of the other alerts, because they're individual alerts. So let's just do that after all that talk. So if I go to, forgot what it's doing. Yeah, we're on biggest movers, add alert based on this watch list. We want that to be based on Quadzilla. And the actual thing we want to be alerted on. So these are all the different things that Quadzilla can alert you on. We talk about the background change. The background color changes just if either of those 2 happens. If the super down shows or the super up, if there's a bearish or a bullish retracement, or a bearish or bullish retracement. And then hyper alert is just a combination of all of the above, which is kind of handy. It doesn't include the trend shield alerts, aka the ABCD patterns like this here. This is the bearish trend shield. It's not necessarily something you'd want to be alerted about. It's just, so set the hyper alert interval 1 hour, once per bar. One thing I should mention about the hyper alert is that the downside to all of these being combined into one is that when the hyper alert fires off, it doesn't tell you which of these happened. So you kind of have to go to the chart and figure it out. But usually it's pretty obvious. It's more about, hey, something on the chart is worth a look. This needs your attention. You just kind of go there anyway, analyze the chart before placing the trade.
In a way, this is a way to make you aware of a pair that you might have never considered. Something that's might be prime for a good trade at that point in time, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. It's because I was definitely finding that, because there's some such kind of like weirdo coins, that are in there. But obviously, if they're there, they're very volatile at the moment. Also, if we set the message, I'll put in hyper mover. So these are the big movers, and it's a hyper alert. So this actually explains what's in the hyper alert. One of the following happens, blah, 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 blah. So it's basically all other alerts apart from the trend shield. And then notifications. Because there's so many going off, just personally, I'm setting this so it doesn't send an email, shows the toast notification, and plays a sound. That's that. Bish, bash, bosh. This is create the alert. I was expecting something momentous to happen just then. Nothing happened. So, in fact, because the first time I tried this out, an alert went off almost immediately. Like, whoa, my gosh!
I'm just trying to think how long it would take before something would happen. So, yeah, I imagine you wouldn't have to wait too long.
No, because as soon as something happens on any of these, we get an alert. So how long do we wait and just make casual small talk until? Oh, there we go. That wasn't long at all. So. Whoa, USDT has happened. So you can click on that, which is kind of handy, and it takes you to the chart and the right time frame. And it says hypermover, one of the blah, blah, blah. So let's close that. So here, the background change is shown up, and it's detected a retracement level just there. So boom, price is up here. This is saying that the price is going to come down, at least that level. This background is bearish. Honestly, that is a beautiful trade setup. I think this is because there were 2 conditions. So it's set it as one to consider, because it's something where if we're looking at the conditions now, do we place a trade? What do we do? Obviously, the EMAs have just crossed up. There's been a major move, but it's with that spike, whopping wick spiked up. It's looking like a bit of a blow off top. That's got not very long, like minute and 3/4 maybe left on that 1 hour. So if that remains like that into the next candle, then that is really suggesting it's very downy, isn't it? That's going to come down. So say if we place the short there, but say if we place it there, down to that level at least, 6.67% potential trade right there. The risk management aspect of it, you may want to play. I mean, I'm doing this a bit randomly just to show you, but you might put some in there. 1.5% potential loss if you place a stop loss there versus maybe call it 6.5% potential trade. And it might well, because that's a bullish retracement level, you might expect the price to come down well below that and then come back up. You could potentially get quite a lot out of that, because generally that's looking like it really wants to continue up. Like once it comes down, there's going to be retracement and then back up. a correction. This bearish retracement virtually at the same level. It's funny. So there's also something significant about that. There's some order volume there. There's also some over here. So it's a meaningful level, isn't it? As this is bearish, is that, hey, the price is going to go down, it's going to come back up, and it's going to come back down. In fact, because you can see, zoom in, the bearish retracement level is still drawing. It's done the down and the up, but to complete step 3, it's still going to do the down. We can also check the stats on this to see if we trust the retracements on this particular chart. What percent generally of retracements? Okay, that's good. So essentially, bleed a neck. Yeah, on this. Yeah, sorry, I'm just amazed. Look at that. It's just so bearish retracements on the 1 hour chart for USD. So 93% of the time that step 2 played out, which is this bit. It went down and then back up to that level. 90% of the time, sorry, 93% of the time that happened. And then for when step 2 has happened correctly and then step 3 happens, then 98.5% of those have also played out. If you placed 100 trades, well above 90% of those would play out. Oh, it's already coming down. Should have placed a trade. It's insane, honestly. Just so yeah, that works then. I mean, I don't know, honestly, if that will just continue. It will, though. I mean, I assume when you're planning out the trade, you definitely go to the higher time frame to do that, just get the bigger picture. And then, as you say, down to the lower time frames when you're just about to place the trade, you get some confirmation if, well, is this actually just, am I going to be underwater for half the day if I place it right now? It depends. There's going to be a whole bunch of crazy volatility there, I think, through the course of the day. But it's funny, isn't it, that one just alerted immediately pretty much. So when I was trying this out the other day, that's exactly what happened. And I did place a trade on it, made a tidy profit. I should have posted it in Discord. But it's the value of this, given the stats, is that if you use this as a trading strategy, a day trading strategy, to just keep on placing the trades once you've done a quick bit of analysis on it, place the trade, the stats will work out in your favor because, as you can see, that they just do. You might then go back to sleep or go out and drink a pina colada, by the poolside, and out in the rain, or whatever, until the next alert sounds, and then duty calls, back inside, place another trade. That's the trading life with Quadzilla. Drinking pina coladas by the poolside in the pouring rain.
Well, that's something I hadn't really thought of doing. To be honest, I'd seen that centralized exchange pairs thing in the screener, and that's pretty cool.
Pretty much by random, to be honest, because should I say that? I don't know. There, I've omitted it. I discovered it by accident. I was browsing through TradingView because I was just thinking, I'm paying for this bleeding thing. What's it got? What am I not taking advantage of here? So kind of clicked into that, and it's got all these things. The heat map is fun. I think I brought that up here. Not fun. Not fun. Yeah, so it's while going through all of these things, that what's in here, that there is actually all sorts, I think, especially with the screeners, you can slice and dice that in so many ways. I'm sure there'll be other lists of trading pairs you can find in here to add to a watch list and do a similar sort of thing.
Yeah, because the way I was doing it, I mean, I was getting alerted about weird coins that I'd never heard of. Look at the chart and I think, oh yeah, it is quite a good opportunity there, and then realise that it's only on some sort of weird Polish exchange or something, so I wasn't able to trade it anyway. So so that eliminates all that nonsense. You can just do it with the exchange or exchanges that you like. By the way, don't forget that there are links down below this for all the exchanges that we're affiliated with, and there are amazing bonuses with all of them, especially Blofin and Bitunix.
We can. Oh, in fact, yeah. So say if you wanted to trade on, you don't really care too much if it's Blofin or Bitunix, for example. You can actually get it to list both. Nice thing then is, so we're looking at things that have like a 184, 185% change in the last 24 hours. That's the craziness of it. Because like you noticed when we went to this, and then it very much is down to the stats as well. I think it's important to use the stats. Ooh, what's this one? The USDT.perpetuals. Okay. Yeah, this is going to turn into a major scalping. It's a safe scalping tool, isn't it, really?
Oh, by the way, for anyone watching, I would say that if you are looking at things you've never traded before like this, don't just open your exchange and then go straight in. A lot of exchanges, by default, if you've not been there before, it will be on cross leverage and it will be set to some default thing like 20x, which obviously was something that's moved this much recently is going to be like suicidal. I did see someone in our Discord this morning who was trading Asta on 5x leverage, thinking that was fairly safe. It's not, because Asta has moved like 400% in the last like 7 days. So, you know, trading on 5x leverage means that if it moves 20%, then you're liquidated. So be super careful about volatile coins as regards your leverage and, well, position size generally. And also just check that if you don't normally trade on cross leverage, then make sure you set that to isolated first.
That's actually a really good point. It is so easy to get caught out with those. I mean, it's pretty violent. So yeah, I mean, there's huge quick profits to be had there, but huge amounts to be lost very, very quickly as well. It's the riptide on the surf beach, isn't it? I think what's lovely about this is that bearish retracement predicted that perfectly, just because that's, yeah, it is like it's. I don't know if you've ever read any Philip K. Dick. For a long time, he was all about precogs, like with Minority Report. We had these precognitive psychic types who could just predict the future, precognition. And it's like this was saying the price is going to come back up to this level and then drop back down. It's like, yeah, it's spooky. One other thing that's worth mentioning is that with the watch list, when you're setting up, say in the morning or whenever your trading session starts, it might be 3 a.m. or 5 to midnight or something, but to make it really effective, empty out that particular watch list and just set it up again, because it's pretty likely it's going to be a whole different set of biggest movers, maybe even multiple times a day. So that's all I got.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's wonderful stuff. If you've enjoyed this, please do like the video. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. While you're down there, please do make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. And above all, tell your friends.